In the early hours of the morning, as the first light of dawn begins to illuminate the vast wilderness of Yellowstone National Park, a serene calm hangs over Shoshone Lake. The lake, nestled amidst rugged hills and dense forests, reflects the sky's ever-changing colors like a vast, tranquil mirror. The air is crisp and cool, filled with the sounds of nature waking up. Deer graze near the water's edge, and a distant call of an eagle echoes across the sky. I stand at the shore of this majestic lake, taking in the beauty that never ceases to amaze me, no matter how many sunrises I witness here. As a park ranger in Yellowstone, this place is more than just a job location. It's a part of who I am. The park's history, its wild inhabitants, and its untamed landscapes are etched into my very being. I've walked these trails and paddled these waters for years, each experience deepening my connection to this land. Yet this morning, as I prepare for another day in the wilderness, there's an unusual tension in the air, a subtle but unmistakable sense of unease. It's a feeling I've learned to recognize and respect, a reminder that for all its beauty, Yellowstone is an unpredictable and often unforgiving place. Today's task is a reminder of that harsh reality. We've received word of two experienced outdoorsmen, Kim CRUMBO and Mark O'Neill, who ventured into the backcountry for a 4-night trip and have failed to return. As I gather my gear and review the maps, my mind races with the possibilities of what they might have encountered. The wilderness of Yellowstone, for all its splendor, holds many secrets and dangers. The foreboding feeling I can't shake off is a stark reminder that in this vast and wild park, anything can happen. As I set out to join the search team, the sun rises higher, casting its light over the park. The day ahead looms large with uncertainty, and I can't help but feel that this search might lead us into more than just the physical wilderness, but also into the uncharted territories of nature's unpredictable ways. The morning briefing at the ranger station introduced us to the missing persons. Kim CRUMBO and Mark O'Neill. Both were seasoned wilderness enthusiasts and former members of the Park Service. CRUMBO, a retired Navy SEAL, had spent decades advocating for the conservation of wild places, his life dedicated to protecting the untamed beauty of nature. O'Neill, equally experienced, shared his brother's profound respect for the wild. Their expertise and deep connection to the wilderness made their disappearance all the more unsettling. They had set out for a 4-night backcountry trip, a journey that for many would be daunting, but for them, it was a return to familiar territory. Their plan was to explore the remote areas around Shoshone Lake, known for its breathtaking landscapes, but also for its treacherous unpredictability. The equipment they carried was top-notch, suited for the challenges of Yellowstone's rugged terrain. Their preparation was meticulous, a testament to their respect for the park's unpredictable nature. However, Yellowstone, with its sprawling forests, unpredictable weather, and diverse wildlife, holds potential dangers even for the most experienced adventurers. The park's vastness can turn disorienting, its beauty hiding the risks that lurk beneath. As the brothers embarked on their journey, the weather forecast hinted at an incoming storm, a common occurrence in the park, but one that can quickly turn a routine trip into a perilous endeavor. The tension at the ranger station was palpable as we discussed their intended route. The knowledge of the impending weather conditions and the challenging terrain added a sense of urgency to our preparations. In Yellowstone, timing can be critical, and every hour lost could mean the difference between a safe return and a tragedy. As we set out to trace their steps, the foreboding skies and the whispering winds seemed to echo our concerns, reminding us that in the wilderness, anything could happen, and even the most experienced are not immune to its whims. The news of Kim CRUMBO and Mark O'Neill's disappearance hit the ranger team like a cold wave. I received the call early in the morning, the urgency in my colleague's voice setting the tone for the day. As seasoned veterans of the wilderness, CRUMBO and O'Neill's prolonged absence was out of character and deeply concerning. Their expertise in survival and knowledge of the park's terrain only added layers to the mystery of their disappearance. Gathering a search team at dawn, we set out toward Shoshone Lake, the last known location of the missing brothers. The air was tense with anticipation and worry. Our team, composed of experienced rangers and search and rescue personnel, moved quickly, understanding the critical nature of time in such situations. Upon reaching the vicinity of the lake, our first discovery was a vacant campsite on the southern side. The site, clearly intended for an extended stay, was eerily quiet. A pair of tents stood undisturbed, surrounded by a scattering of camping gear. The fire pit, filled with cold ashes, suggested that the site hadn't been used for at least a night or two. The absence of any signs of a hurried departure only deepened the mystery. Further along the east shore of Shoshone Lake, a more disconcerting scene unfolded. Personal belongings were found scattered along the water's edge. A canoe, its paddle floating nearby, lay half submerged in the shallow water. A personal flotation device drifted gently in the lake, a silent testament to a journey abruptly halted. The tranquility of the lake stood in stark contrast to the chaotic scene, a poignant reminder of the unpredictable nature of this wilderness. These discoveries heightened our concern. The belongings and the empty campsite painted a picture of an ordinary backcountry adventure, but the absence of CRUMBO and O'Neill loomed large. The lake, usually a place of peace and solitude, now seemed like a vast, impenetrable mystery. As the search intensified, we expanded our efforts to the surrounding areas. Teams were dispatched to comb through the dense forests and rugged terrain that bordered the lake. Helicopters buzzed overhead, their eyes scouring the landscape from above. Every hour that passed without a sign of the brothers weighed heavily on our team. As the lead on the ground, I felt a growing sense of responsibility and urgency. Each clue we found, each empty trail we followed, added to the mounting pressure. The wilderness of Yellowstone, so familiar and yet so daunting, was a reminder that even the most experienced of us can find ourselves at the mercy of nature's whim. The search for CRUMBO and O'Neill was not just a mission. It had become a race against time, against the unpredictable elements of the wild. The search for Kim CRUMBO and Mark O'Neill took a harrowing turn when we discovered Mark's body on the east shore of Shoshone Lake. The moment was a gut-wrenching blend of shock and sorrow. As a park ranger who has faced the many moods of Yellowstone, I have come to terms with the park's inherent dangers, but nothing could have prepared me for this. The atmosphere among the search team was heavy with grief. Mark, found alone by the water's edge, seemed at peace amidst the wild beauty of the lake, a tragic contrast to the reality of the situation. His untimely death was a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of the wilderness we so deeply respect. As rangers, we understand the risks involved in our love and pursuit of nature. But when tragedy strikes, it hits close to home, challenging our beliefs and convictions. I stood there by the lake, the waves gently lapping at the shore, reflecting on the fragility of life. The wilderness, for all its splendor, holds no promises of safety. It commands respect and caution, often teaching hard lessons to even the most seasoned among us. Mark's passing was a poignant testament to this harsh truth. In the midst of our mourning, the search for Kim CRUMBO intensified. We knew time was of the essence, and the window for finding him was narrowing. The terrain around Shoshone Lake is unforgiving, a labyrinth of dense forests and unpredictable weather patterns. The looming threat of another snowstorm added urgency to our efforts. Our search for CRUMBO was relentless. We traversed rugged landscapes, battled through thick underbrush, and navigated treacherous terrain, all while contending with the emotional weight of Mark's loss. The uncertainty of CRUMBO's fate was a constant burden, each passing hour a mix of hope and despair. As we pressed on, the reality of wilderness exploration was ever present in our minds. It's a pursuit filled with awe and wonder, but not without its perils. The park, a place of natural beauty and wonder, was also a reminder of our vulnerabilities in the face of nature's immense power. The search for CRUMBO became more than a mission. It was a journey into the heart of what it means to be a part of this wild, untamed world. It was a test of our resolve, our skills, and our understanding of the delicate balance between humans and nature. With each step, we carried the hope of finding CRUMBO, along with the heavy knowledge of the unforgiving realities of wilderness exploration. The search for CRUMBO in Yellowstone National Park became an increasingly daunting task as nature unleashed its full force upon us. The skies darkened ominously, and a bitter cold swept through the park, signaling the onset of a major snowstorm. The once navigable terrain of Shoshone Lake transformed rapidly into a treacherous landscape of snow and ice, challenging even the most skilled members of our search team. As a park ranger leading the effort, my resolve to find CRUMBO was fueled by a deep sense of duty and an immense respect for his background as a former Navy SEAL and a dedicated conservationist. His contributions to the wilderness and his unyielding spirit in the face of adversity were qualities I admired and aspired to emulate. The thought of such a seasoned adventurer and protector of nature being lost in the very wilderness he cherished was both ironic and heart-wrenching. The worsening weather conditions were relentless. Heavy snowfall reduced visibility to mere feet, obscuring tracks and landmarks. Every step became a battle against the elements, the biting cold seeping through our layers of clothing. The howling wind and the blinding snow created an almost surreal environment, disorienting and exhausting us, both physically and mentally. Navigating through this snowstorm was like moving through a white void. The familiar landscapes of Yellowstone were now alien and hostile, the snow obscuring the dangers that lay hidden beneath. The risk of hypothermia and frostbite loomed large, adding to the urgency of our mission. We were not only searching for CRUMBO, but also fighting to keep ourselves safe in the process. The emotional toll on the search team was palpable. Each day that passed without a sign of CRUMBO weighed heavily on our spirits. The harsh conditions tested our endurance and resolve, with the constant reminder of the unpredictability and power of nature. We shared stories of CRUMBO's adventures and his passionate advocacy for the wild, drawing strength from his legacy to push forward. Despite the challenges, our determination never wavered. We pressed on, scouring the wilderness, driven by the slim hope of finding CRUMBO against all odds. It was a struggle not just against the physical barriers of nature, but also an internal battle against despair and fatigue. In the heart of Yellowstone's winter fury, our search for CRUMBO became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and our profound connection to the natural world. As the search for CRUMBO continued amidst the harsh conditions of Yellowstone, moments of reflection brought both sorrow and inspiration. CRUMBO, alongside his brother Mark O'Neill, had left an indelible mark on the park and the broader conservation community. Their disappearance brought not just a sense of loss, but also a profound appreciation for their contributions to preserving the natural world. In the quiet moments at the ranger station, conversations with fellow rangers and conservationists painted a vivid picture of CRUMBO's character. He was remembered as a man of great strength and integrity, a tireless advocate for wilderness protection. His stories, filled with adventures and close calls, were retold with a mix of awe and respect. CRUMBO's passion for the environment, especially his work to protect wolves and wild horses, was a source of inspiration for many. O'Neill, though, quieter in his demeanor, was equally respected. His knowledge and love for the park were deep-rooted, making his loss felt profoundly among those who knew him. The legacy left by the brothers was tangible, their lives a testament to the impact one can have in championing the causes of the wild. As the search operation wound down, there was a collective sense of hope mixed with realism among the team. We were reminded of the unpredictable power of nature, its ability to awe and humble us. Yet, in the face of adversity, there was a renewed commitment to understanding and protecting these wild spaces. The resilience of those dedicated to conservation was a beacon of hope. CRUMBO and O'Neill's passion for the wilderness lived on in the hearts of those they inspired. Their disappearance, while a tragic chapter in the park's history, also served as a powerful reminder of the enduring spirit of those who devote their lives to safeguarding our natural heritage. Their legacy, we knew, would continue to influence and guide future generations of conservationists and nature enthusiasts. As the sun sets over Yellowstone, casting long shadows across the now tranquil Shoshone Lake, the mystery of Kim CRUMBO's disappearance lingers in the air, unresolved and haunting. The search has yielded more questions than answers. Unexplained traces, like faint footprints leading away from the lake, disappearing into the dense forest, and a piece of torn fabric caught on a branch. None provide a definitive conclusion. Contradictory reports from the search teams add layers to the enigma, fueling speculation and theories. In the quiet of the evening, I find myself reflecting on the day's events, the unresolved fate of CRUMBO weighing heavily on my mind. The wilderness of Yellowstone, with all its beauty and danger, keeps its secrets well. CRUMBO's disappearance, much like the untamed nature of the park, remains a profound mystery, a puzzle with pieces that refuse to fit neatly together. I invite those who hear this story to ponder the possibilities, to wonder what truly happened in the vast expanses of the park. Was it the unforgiving nature of the wild that claimed CRUMBO, or is there more to the story, hidden beneath the surface of what we see and know? The answers, it seems, are as elusive as the wilderness itself. In the end, the story of Kim CRUMBO and Mark O'Neill serves as a reminder of the immense power and enduring mystery of nature, a force that commands both our respect and our endless fascination.